back. Did you miss me?
It's officially 2026. It's a new year, which means it's time to declutter the crap out of everything. Starting with the mini computer we all carry around on a daily basis, aka the iPhone. Follow these steps and your phone will look better, feel lighter, and perform flawlessly, which without a doubt will make you look better, feel lighter, and perform flawlessly. So let's go. Starting with the apps. So it's important to know in 2026 that having jam-packed storage actually doesn't equal having performance issues on your phone. Instead, it's really that home screen visual clutter and disorganization that are the most damaging in our day-to-day. Unless, by the way, your storage is very close to full, then that could cause issues. You want to leave about 10 to 15 gigabytes free on your phone all the time just to operate properly. But with that all in mind, let's start decluttering these apps. So the first step is to delete the apps that you just never use. There's a couple ways you can do this. Option one is to go to the app library and just delete from there. The app library, you guys, is your friend. And because of the app library, I will say if you even use an app once a year, don't delete it. Because now that we have the app library, it allows us to eliminate a lot of that home screen visual clutter while still being able to easily access the list of apps that you have. Now, I'm gonna save my home screen organization tips for the next video, but what I will say is remember to treat your home screen like a workspace, not like a storage closet or a library. We don't need to do that anymore. Keep only your daily apps and other widgets that help you feel productive and at peace throughout the day. So again, option one to delete all the apps you don't want is to just go to the app library, delete from there. Option two is if you want to maximize storage and delete based on how much storage each app is using, then you'll want to go to your settings and the storage page and delete from there. By the way, speaking of maximizing storage, every single person should go into those settings and turn on offload unused apps. This means your apps will stay visually available and all the data is protected, but the storage is reclaimed like temporarily. And this process happens in the background, so you don't even need to think about it. Okay, so all in all, when it comes to the apps, delete that crap. But again, if you do want to be on the more conservative side, just utilize your app library. Do not clutter your home screen with them. Next, we're gonna declutter the camera roll. This is maybe my favorite part. I've done videos in the past. They do really well because we all have a nuts camera roll. I currently have 76,000 photos and videos, and you know it starts to be a problem when you actually get stressed out looking at old photos and videos instead of like being excited to be nostalgic and relive old memories. Yeah, I'm in the stress phase right now, but don't worry because I have a genius solution that I like to use called the daily cleanout method, or that's what I call it, that makes this ginormous task of cleaning your whole camera roll feel so much less daunting. And it works every time without fail. So to use the daily cleanout method, every single day you're gonna go into your photos and you're gonna search for today's date. Under the results, you'll see anything that was taken throughout the years on that one date. So from there, you should go through and delete photos and videos you don't need, blurry, duplicates, things you don't want, and you should sort the stuff you do want into albums or favorites or however you go about organizing your camera roll. You're basically gonna sort all of those. And if you aren't sure if you've already sorted something or put it in an album, just click on the eye right underneath and it'll show you right there. This will literally only take you a couple minutes maximum every day. The only caveat is that this strategy does take an entire year to actually complete. But if you're like me and you go years without decluttering anything, I promise this is your best chance at actually tackling and finishing this task. Plus, you don't have to keep track of what you've cleaned and what you haven't. It's like so easy to actually keep track of. Once a day, done. Okay, one more quick easy thing that all of you should do right now is go into your Photos app, find the duplicates folder, click select all, and then click merge. Merging basically takes two duplicates and it saves the highest quality version, but it also saves all the metadata attached. So if it was in favorites or if it was edited or in an album, things like that. So it's definitely the safest option to like quickly eliminate a lot of photos. When decluttering your camera roll, you can also choose to just manually sort or delete in any of the given categories. You can go through screenshots, receipts, you can search anything and do it that way as well. I just find that the daily method helps me to keep track of like what I've already sorted and cleaned and what I haven't. Okay, next we need to talk about decluttering your notifications. Now, let me be clear about something. Notifications aren't inherently bad. It's the amount of interruptions. That's the part that's bad. The first thing I like to do is remove all the badges where I can. For the most part, I feel like those red numbers just make your phone look and feel so cluttered. So my recommendation is look on your current home screen and see where you see a badge, and if you don't need it there, go into your settings and turn that bad boy off. Basically, if a badge doesn't represent something you need to respond to, just turn it off. It doesn't deserve to live on your homepage. That's my motto. Okay, so now let's do a full notification audit, all right? So we're gonna go to settings, notifications, and then you can just turn off from there going down the list of apps. And again, just really think about what you need need to interrupt your day versus what can wait. Just ask yourself, would I miss this if this disappeared? Another tip I have is to go into your screen time, and if you actually click on see all website and app activity, if you scroll down in notifications, you can actually see how many notifications each app sends. This is very jarring. My daily average is 183 notifications. That is way too many and so distracting. So I'm probably gonna go through in this list and turn them off based on the ones that notify me the most. So another tip I have for you is to create notification summaries. There obviously are gonna be apps that you still want notifications for, but one really helpful thing to do is to group them into summaries and then schedule a time during your day that it would be the least likely to interrupt you. So for example, you wanna know about the Abercrombie sale, you don't wanna miss it, great. But have it notify you at 7 p.m. when you're winding down, not in the middle of your work or school day. I think strategizing your summary times with your schedule is so clutch and will really help you to like reduce distractions and notifications and clutter while still seeing and not missing anything that you need to see. Another way to look at it is maybe just go about your day today, and every time you get a notification, just ask yourself, would I miss this if I didn't receive this? P.S. You can also customize these for focus modes, but we're gonna get into like a whole focus mode video later. But you know, you can have focus modes that have custom home screens for work or vacation or whatever. So just remember that. The next thing we're gonna declutter is our messages. Ooh, I have millions of messages. And I'm one of those suckers that likes to just keep all of them, but I do have a habit of not reading some and then forgetting about them and then having like 180 unread text because I just suck. But if you want a fresh, clean slate, here are my tips for organizing your messages. Number one, if you're anything like me and you do have a lot of unread messages, you can actually filter them by unread so you can easily reply to all of those instead of having to scroll down and find all of them. If you're done doing that, then you're just gonna go ahead and mark them all as read. Just mark it as read, start over clean right now. Okay, number two, decide what filters you want to use. There is a button that says manage filtering. You can do a couple things. You can screen unknown senders. What that'll do is group everyone that is not in your contacts, all those messages into one list, so those messages won't clutter your kind of main message list. You can also filter spam. You can also create a text message filter, which I actually don't know what that is. I'll get back to you on that. Next, you're gonna clean out all of your recently deleted text. So to do that, you're going to click on those three lines, click on recently deleted, and then just delete all those. Another added setting that I think you should turn on is the delete verification code text messages. You're gonna go into your settings. This always changes, by the way, what these things are called, but you'll go into your settings and then you'll go into autofill and passwords. And then from there, under verification codes, just toggle on that delete after use button, and then those will go away. So the next category is all about decluttering what could stress you out later, and that is privacy, security, and backing up data. Let's talk about it. Starting with the Passwords app. We're gonna go in, we're gonna delete any duplicates that we see. We're gonna update any weak or compromised passwords, and it'll do a good job telling you, which is nice. And then we're also gonna turn on passkeys where available. They're more secure, and when there's an option to do that, you should do that. Next, we're gonna make sure that all of our data is backed up, because what's the use in having this if it's not backed up? So first, we're gonna just confirm that iCloud is on and backups are happening automatically. You'll just go into your settings, click on your name at the top, click on iCloud, and then go to iCloud Backup. You can back up now, but you can also click on your device, and then you'll see a list of all the apps that back up. Back on the iCloud page, you want to look under the Saved to iCloud section. That is where you'll see everything that will automatically back up. So anything that says on or is toggled green is backing up. Anything that says off is not. I pretty much have like everything on just because. And while we're on this page, under the recommended for you part, they may have ways to free up storage. So again, storage isn't such a huge issue anymore, but you can always take a look there. Okay, and lastly, when it comes to security, we're gonna make sure that we have toggled on stolen device protection. What does this do? Basically, when this is turned on and your iPhone is not in a familiar location, it'll require Face ID in order to change your Apple ID password or security settings or access basically any important data. So I just find that this is a good security measure, because it basically means if someone stole your phone and they were on the run with it, they won't really be able to get in because you will need Face ID. So let's just make sure that it's working properly. So you're gonna open up your settings, you're gonna tap Face ID and passcode. You'll enter your passcode, and then you'll scroll down to stolen device protection, and you'll toggle it on. And that's it. All right, guys, we're making our way. Only 2 more sections. So the next one is not exactly decluttering your iPhone, but it's decluttering something that you utilize a lot on your iPhone, and that is your online presence, okay? Mainly, I just wanna remind you that apps that you delete do not mean accounts that you've closed. If you want to be off of a certain app, delete your account or deactivate it. Don't just delete the app. Especially when it comes to shopping, delivery, subscriptions, things like that, just go ahead and make sure everything is canceled that you actually want to be canceled, because deleting an app does not cancel your account. You probably know this, but just in case. So another thing you can do is a little permissions audit. So just go ahead and check through various apps and settings, what things have permission to access what. For example, photos, a lot of apps will want to be able to access your full library. I recommend for apps that you don't use every day, you could actually allow a limited selection of photos and not the full album. I often do that with new photo editing apps that I'm trying, where I'm like, I don't want to give you my entire photo album, but I will give you access to certain photos. So that's one way to just like keep your privacy a little bit more dialed. Another thing is switching location services to while using. Some people want it to be on never, but I do find that I have a lot of trouble with that sometimes. So the next safest option is to say while using, and that way basically these apps can only access your location info when you're actually on and active on the app. And then another one is the contacts access. Some people forget about this because it's a relatively new feature, but when you go into your contacts and you click on my card, you want to make sure that what you're sharing automatically with people is what you actually want to be sharing. For me, I have it on always ask because I don't actually want to be sharing it with everyone unless I feel like it in a given moment. And then even then, when you do click on that, you're allowed to customize what information it's actually sharing. So just go through and make sure that you have that set as what you want it to be. And lastly, when it comes to online presence, obviously unsubscribing from, subscriptions, deleting emails, to me that feels like its whole own video, but just a little reminder to maybe do the daily cleanout method, but with your email. Maybe go through every day and unsubscribe from newsletters. I also really recommend, even though I don't do this myself and I need to, having like a spam email account that's where you sign up for all the newsletters and things so that it doesn't overflow and clog your actual main email address. I don't know how I still haven't done that. But yeah, just remember, like, email overload isn't really an email problem, it's an access problem. So many people should not be having access to you. You should not have to be bombarded with so many distractions every day. So just be really mindful about what notifications and what newsletters and subscriptions and things you're getting via email as well. Okay, and last but not least, I just want to leave you with some closing thoughts to make this year great. I want you guys to remember something, that doing a digital detox, a declutter like this, a refresh, it's not about completely disconnecting. It's not necessary to be completely disconnecting. It's about creating a healthier relationship with technology and using it in a way that works for you, that actually benefits you and helps you and propels you forward, rather than something that gives you anxiety and causes stress and interrupts you all the time and doesn't help you be productive. And decluttering is basically just a great way to help with that. So by doing this, we're simplifying and organizing our home screens, all that visual clutter that we talked about, so that we have room to actually embrace the digital tools that enhance our life and our well-being. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you decluttered along with me. I hope you're feeling lighter and fresher, and subscribe if you want to follow me on this journey this year. We're gonna do more decluttering. My life has been a freaking mess lately, to be honest, and I've been away from YouTube for so long, and I'm so excited to come back because a lot of these things that I'm talking about, I need myself. So I'm very excited to kind of do that along with you and for what else is in store this year. So thank you again for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.